up, guys? The phenomenal AJ Styles, and you're watching BrettO Live.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and today we have the weekend review episode 76, baby. Yes, guys, episode 76 here on this beautiful Saturday morning. Today, guys, we're going to be going over Raw and SmackDown in a setup style like we always do here in the weekend review setup. So without further ado, let's start off with the Monday Night Messiah. No, Monday Night Raw, baby. Let's do it. Starting over here, it was Raw Underground. We saw Dolph Ziggler go up against Uro Turas or something like that. That was a pretty good fight. I enjoyed that one. We also saw Eric go up against Riddick Moss, and I'm really starting to like Riddick Moss. I'm liking him more and more every week. When he was with Mojo Rawley, I wasn't a big fan of him, but yeah, on Raw Underground, I'm a big fan of Riddick Moss. And then we saw the main event, what Shane McMahon has been hyping up over the past week here, Braun Strowman versus Dabba-Kato. Was it as good as I thought it was going to be? No. It was okay. I mean, Braun Strowman did pick up the victory. It's not necessarily that he dominated him, but yeah, it wasn't that strong of a match than I thought it was going to be. It wasn't really that good. But Braun Strowman did pick up the victory. Moving over here was Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Lana and Natalya, which I cannot stand that team at all. Like, they say BOAT, which is best of all time instead of like greatest, whatever. But yeah, I'm not a biggest fan of that tag team. But yeah, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler did the exact same thing that they did last week. Nia Jax put Lana through the freaking announcer's table after they beat them, and then they confronted Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott, who hightailed and didn't want anything to do with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So that was just very, very repetitive, and I'm really not even looking forward to the match at Clash of Champions because it's obvious Shayna and Nia are going to retain that. There's no way Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott win that match. There's no way. But yeah, stay tuned for predictions. Our predictions might already be out, actually. Make sure to go to the channel, check if that is, because I am filming this prior to that Saturday that I was mentioning. But yeah, that was not that good. Very repetitive. Moving over here, Kevin Owens show, special guest Shane McMahon, and then that was all the build-up to Dabba-Kato and Braun Strowman. Aleister Black ended up attacking Kevin Owens again. Frickin' Aleister Black, you should have just ended this rivalry. It's not going good for you. It's boring, and nobody cares about it. Please end it. Nobody cares about that rivalry. Moving over here, Zelina Vega versus Mickie James, and winner faces Asuka at freaking Clash of Champions. And Zelina Vega obviously picked up the victory here. I guess they just want to bury Mickie James now. A six-time women's champion gets defeated by a manager, Zelina Vega. Yeah, I don't even know. They're trying to put over Zelina Vega. I'm not the biggest fan of her wrestling style. It's kind of boring, to be honest with you. But yeah, she picked up the victory. She's going to be facing Asuka at Clash of Champions, I guess. That's interesting. Moving over here is Andrade and Angel Garza without Zelina Vega. Brand new little upgrade here. Andrade and Angel without Zelina Vega against Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins against Humberto Carrillo and Dominic Mysterio. Not a half bad triple threat tag team match. I don't really think that it lived up to the hype that they were hyping. They were hyping it up over the Instagram page over the past week, and I don't really think that it lived up to the hype. It was okay, but in the end, we're just gonna see the same thing: Andrade and Angel Garza versus the Street Profits again at Clash of Champions. It's just so repetitive. I don't want to see that match again. Even though they're without Zelina Vega and they're supposed to be a brand new tag team, and like they're supposed to be better without Zelina Vega. I get the entire concept of that, but it's just like I don't want to see it again. It's boring. Moving over here is Seth Rollins exposing the Mysterio family, basically coming out with a DNA test saying, or just building controversy that Aaliyah's not the son of them, that Dominic's not the son of Rey Mysterio, just building controversy. And then somehow Rey Mysterio said something that he regretted to Aaliyah Mysterio by basically saying how she's naive and she doesn't really know what's going on in the world, I guess. It was pretty scripted, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Seth Rollins basically drove a wedge between the Mysterio family, and that wasn't bad. I enjoyed that promo. That wasn't too bad. And then after that, Aaliyah was actually sitting backstage with a camera on herself, and then Buddy Murphy actually approached. He's like, "No, I'm not here to hurt you." And then he basically just said, "If I did anything to hurt you over the past couple weeks, I'm sorry." So basically, Buddy Murphy and Aaliyah relationship. I'm a big fan of it. That's awesome. I think that's really freaking cool, and I'm definitely interested to see what they're gonna do. Is Aaliyah going to join the Messiah? Is Buddy Murphy going to turn on the Messiah? We're going to have to wait and see. Moving over here is Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre. Another rematch that we don't get a winner for. Perfect. Yeah, Randy Orton interfered. RKO to Drew McIntyre. He came back. I mean, it was cool to see him back because, of course, Drew McIntyre put him on the shelf for a couple weeks. And, yeah, but he came back. He took out the match. He took out Keith Lee. Sorry, guys, I couldn't talk for a sec. But yeah, he took out Keith Lee with a punt kick. He RKO'd Drew McIntyre, and then he stood over here by the ambulance, basically just talking about how he's going to destroy Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions. And then there's Drew on the floor. Moving over here, we have Asuka against Peyton Royce. This match was totally ruined by Zelina Vega, and then it was just all thrown out the window. Who cares? Moving over here, it was Apollo Crews versus Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander actually ended up picking up the victory, which wasn't too bad. And then Apollo Crews actually ended up picking up the victory, and then they were just both assaulted by the Hurt Business. And then later in the show, it was the Hurt Business versus Retribution, which, oh my God, am I disappointed. Very, very disappointed with Retribution. I might be going a little long on this Raw segment. I don't normally do this, but Retribution, very boring. Dominic Dijakovic, Dio Madden, Mia Yim for sure. And there's two others that I forgot the names of, but yeah, all NXT guys with these weird freaking names like Bone Crush or like T-Bone. Like what? Why don't you just call them by like their NXT names? Like that's so pointless. Honestly, Retribution is such a failure in my opinion. I don't see it working at all. Even from the start, I'm like, this is not getting a good vibe. I don't know. It's just not good. It's so I don't know if their intention was to reveal who they were for like former NXT guys, but it's so obvious and like, come on, it's bad. But yeah, they did go against the Hurt Business. Sorry, I just went on a rant for like a couple minutes, but yeah. They did go up there against the Hurt Business. Wasn't a half bad match. It ended with a big disqualification. More of Retribution came in. I guess the main members are like those main people that I just said, but more random members came in and they just assaulted the Hurt Business. Show ended, and then Drew McIntyre led the entire locker room out to the ring. They kind of beat down on the Retribution, and then Randy Orton snuck an RKO on Drew McIntyre, and then it ended with Randy Orton and a bunch of different people fighting on ringside. I just thought it was a very chaotic ending that, I'm not the biggest fan of Retribution. But yeah, Raw, guys, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a little weak. The only thing I'm really happy about with Raw right now is probably the Monday Night Messiah and the Mysterio family. I'm really getting into that. But everything else, honestly, even the Drew and Randy rivalry just ended already. Come on. It's boring. Everybody knows Drew's going to retain at Clash Champions. I don't even know. But yeah, and the Hurt Business, they're not too bad. But yeah, moving into SmackDown, I got to stop talking about Raw. Continuing the week in review here with SmackDown, which wasn't that bad show at all. I'm actually really excited to talk about it. So without further ado, let's jump on into it. Starting over here at the beginning of the show, it was actually a triple threat match that I did not think we were actually going to see. It was AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Sami Zayn. Yes, in a triple threat match, which we will be seeing at Clash of Champions. So I thought it was pretty crazy how they were giving us this match. But of course, it wasn't a ladder match. But yeah, it was just a regular triple threat match. In the end, Sami Zayn actually ended up picking up the victory. By the looks of it, you guys are probably like, wait, Sami Zayn picked up the victory? It had to have been AJ Styles. Look, he's holding the titles. No, Sami Zayn actually picked up the victory by stealing a victory from AJ Styles. Styles hit the phenomenal forearm on Jeff Hardy. Styles was thrown out of the ring by Sami Zayn. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy was pinned by Sami Zayn. After, of course, Styles did the phenomenal forearm. But then Styles was that mad. The titles were suspended high above the ring to like give us some hype for Clash of Champions this Sunday, which I'm looking forward to it. After the SmackDown, I am looking forward to it. So AJ Styles is like, okay, I'm going to take out Jeff Hardy. I'm going to take out Sami Zayn, as you guys could see on ringside here. And then he climbed the ladder. Maybe a glimpse of Sunday? Probably not. Normally they don't do this where they double up here from like say to SmackDown and then to the pay-per-view. They don't normally do that, but you never know. AJ could pick up the victory at Clash of Champions. You never freaking know, especially nowadays with WWE. Moving over here, it was Grand Metalik, the King of the Ropes versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a one-on-one match. This match wasn't the best. I mean, there were some pretty cool acrobatic moves from Grand Metalik. Shinsuke Nakamura didn't really do too bad. It was pretty obvious he was going to win this one. Shinsuke Nakamura ended up picking up the victory with a Kinshasa kick. And I honestly would hand this Lucha House Party on ringside, like Lince Dorado and Kalisto. They need to set things straight. They are just like so messed up when it comes to their friendship nowadays, which is so weird. Ever since Kalisto came back, he's had a chip on his shoulder. But yeah, they kind of messed up Grand Metalik's win or loss here, and Grand Metalik ended up losing the match. As I said, Kinshasa kicks, Shinsuke Nakamura picked up the victory. Kind of boring. Not really the biggest fan of Lucha House Party. But yeah, I thought that was kind of boring. Moving over here, King Corbin versus Matt Riddle in a one-on-one rematch. This match was good. This match was really freaking good. I was totally into this match. That was really freaking good. Some awesome moves. End of days to finish it off. Yes, guys, King Corbin picked up the victory. Can you believe that? That's crazy. So basically, if I remember right, Matt Riddle did win at their the pay-per-view that they just fought at. I think they had a match at Payback, it might have been. Yeah. But yeah, and then, of course, Matt Riddle picked up that victory. And then here on the SmackDown show, King Corbin got a little bit of revenge and then picked up the victory over Matt Riddle. Really good match, but yeah, end of days to finish it off, which was pretty interesting. Moving over here, it was Lacey Evans versus Alexa Bliss in a one-on-one match. Of course, Lacey looking for a little retaliation after what happened last week. Alexa Bliss doing the Sister Abigail on the ringside. But yeah, it ended pretty similar. Actually, Alexa Bliss, this was pretty crazy. Nearing the end of the match, we started hearing a bunch of different Fiend noises from like the mic, from the speakers around the arena. Like we heard his laugh, and then he popped up on the Titantron. I'm like, oh my god! And he wasn't actually physically there. I'm just putting him there to like show you guys, that the Fiend was in the presence basically, but he wasn't out there with Alexa Bliss. He was sort of just like making his presence felt. Totally distraught. Like it just put Alexa Bliss in that trance again. Then she went berserk. She attacked Lacey Evans. The ref had to disqualify the match. No really apparent, like I wouldn't really say, I don't think the disqualification was justified, to be honest with you. Like Alexa Bliss was just doing some regular moves that she would have normally done if it wasn't for the like takeover of her mind by the Fiend. So I think that was pretty unnecessary for the bell to ring. Oh, but then she threw her to the outside, hit her with the Sister Abigail, and then walked off. But as she was walking off, pretty freaking interesting, she passed the big dog Roman Reigns and then was staring at him. What I thought was pretty interesting, I think she was staring at the Universal Championship. So basically what's happening is the Fiend is somehow entering the mind of Alexa Bliss and basically being in the body of Alexa Bliss, and then was looking at the Universal title because, of course, the Fiend is after the Universal title, basically. So it's sort of like Bray Wyatt in Alexa Bliss, which sounds crazy, I know, but that's just my little theory. But yeah, moving into Roman Reigns and Jey Uso were coming out to have a promo. Reigns basically saying how he's the big dog, how he runs the family, he does the paychecks, he puts food on the table for the family, not Jey Uso. He's the big dog, he's the leader. And then Jay's like, what if you're not? What if I win at Clash of Champions? And Reigns, he didn't say anything, he walked off. But then Jey Uso was celebrating at the Titantron. Boom! Superman punch. And then Reigns just told him who was boss. And I'm like, oh boy, does that mean Jay's going to win at Clash of Champions? No freaking way. If that actually happens, I'm going to go crazy. I would be totally fine with it. That would be freaking awesome. But yeah, that wasn't a half bad promo. I enjoyed that. Moving over here, I don't know why I'm ending off the week in review with the lamest part of the show. But yeah, Bayley was coming out with, she sat in a chair. And Sasha didn't attack her like she probably should have. But yeah, basically just saying how Sasha didn't mean anything to her and how she's going to take care of Nikki Cross this Sunday. Super boring. I do not care about Bayley until she faces Sasha Banks in a one-on-one match. But yes, guys, that was SmackDown. That was Raw in a setup style. If I were to rate SmackDown this week, I would give SmackDown an 8 out of 10. I thought SmackDown wasn't that bad at all. I enjoyed the matches. I enjoyed the promos, the concepts. I thought everything about it. Roman and Jay, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen at Clash of Champions. This Fiend thing is awesome. Corbin and Riddle was good. Styles on the top with the freaking titles is epic. But yes, guys, that was SmackDown. That was Raw setup style. Let me know what you guys thought about the show down in the comments down below. See you guys next time. Subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. BrettO Live out.